There's just something about a day at the beach, right? It's almost magnetic. That feeling of the sun on your skin, the sound of the waves, it's just the perfect escape. But have you ever really thought about what goes into making that experience so perfect? Okay, so let's really get into it. Because when you look past the obvious, the sun, sand, and surf, there's this whole fascinating mix of human opinion, deep science, modern art, and even global policy all working together. Today, we're going to peel back the layers on what really goes into a perfect beach day. All right, first things first. What even makes a beach perfect? I mean, the best way to find out is probably to ask the people who've actually been there, right? So let's take a look at what millions of travelers have decided are the absolute best beaches on the entire planet. And wow, the results are all over the map, in the best way possible. According to Tripadvisor's latest Traveler's Choice Awards, the #1 spot, it goes to Isla Pasión in Mexico, this private island oasis. That's followed by not one, but two incredible beaches in Greece. Then you've got Eagle Beach in Aruba, and rounding out the top 5 is Praia da Falésia over in Portugal. And this list really shows you there's no single recipe for a perfect beach. I mean, you go to Elefonici in Greece and you've got this super rare pink sand made from crushed shells. Then you hop over to Portugal and it's all about these dramatic, almost red-colored cliffs that just blow visitors away. So yeah, each top spot gives you a totally unique version of paradise. And they're all chosen by millions of people for completely different reasons. Okay, so that's the what. Now let's talk about the why, because that amazing feeling of relaxation you get at the beach, it's not just in your head. Turns out there's some pretty powerful science behind why these kinds of activities are so good for us. Scientists who study this stuff actually have names for it. They call activities like a beach day breathers because, well, they give us a break from stress. And they also call them restorers because they literally help replenish our mental and physical batteries. It's a real scientifically recognized recovery process. And you can actually measure the benefits. There was this 2009 study in a journal called Psychosomatic Medicine, and it found that people who regularly did these kinds of fun activities had lower blood pressure, lower levels of cortisol, that's the big stress hormone, and they just reported being in a better mood overall. So these aren't just vague feelings, they are real physical changes happening in your body. So, what does this all mean? It means the study basically confirmed a direct, powerful link between taking some leisure time and our actual health. That super relaxing day you spent at the beach, it was actively making you healthier, both physically and mentally. Pretty cool, right? All right, so our whole appreciation for these amazing landscapes is getting a major upgrade, all thanks to technology. Drones have given us this completely new way to see and capture the coast. It literally turns a view we all know into a stunning piece of art. But it's not quite as simple as just throwing a drone up in the air. Flying a drone at the beach comes with its own unique set of challenges. First off, a huge one, never ever launch from the sand. It'll get into the motors and can cause some serious damage. Also, you gotta respect people's privacy, of course. Be mindful that reflections off the water can actually mess with the drone's sensors. And remember, coastal winds are almost always stronger than you think. And here's the most critical tip. Always update your drone's home point to be over land, just in case something goes wrong and it has to fly back automatically. But once you've got the safety stuff down, the artistic possibilities are just incredible. From way up high, you can capture that amazing contrast between, say, the rough waves and the smooth sand, or the repeating patterns of all the beach umbrellas lined up. You can find these striking shapes you'd never see from the ground and use strong color contrasts to create some truly epic shots. Okay, so we've touched on what we like, the science behind why we like it, and the art of capturing it. But there is one more layer here, and honestly, it might be the most important one of all. The invisible work that keeps these incredible coastlines from, disappearing. How in the world do we manage these beautiful but super high-traffic areas? Well, this is where something called Integrated Coastal Zone Management, or just ICZM for short, comes into play. This whole idea came out of the big 1992 Earth Summit in Rio. It's basically a global game plan for managing coastlines in a sustainable way. It forces us to look at them not just as a beach, but as this complex system where nature, society, and the economy all have to work together. And it works as a continuous cycle. It's not a one-and-done thing. First, you assess the situation in a specific area. What are the problems? Then you create a plan, and you get input from everyone, from governments to the local communities.
After that, the plan becomes official, it gets put into action through laws or education programs, and finally, it's evaluated to see if it's working. And because there's really no finish line for sustainability, the whole process just starts over, constantly adapting.
But for any of this to actually work, you need an incredible amount of integration. I mean, you have to get different economic sectors like tourism and fishing on the same page. You've got to manage that delicate connection between the land and the water. And you absolutely need cooperation between all levels of government. We're talking local, national, and sometimes even between different countries. It is a massive, massive collaborative effort. All right, so let's tie this all together. We started with the simple, amazing idea of a day at the beach. But as we've just seen, it is so much more than just sand and water. This slide really nails the journey we've just been on. We went from seeing a beach as just sun, sand, and waves to really understanding its hidden depths, the real physiological restoration it gives us, the incredible potential for aerial art, and the massive system of global stewardship that's required just to protect it. And what's so amazing to me is how your own personal enjoyment is so deeply tied to this much bigger system. That wonderful feeling of well-being, it's backed by hard science. The beauty you're soaking in, it's being captured in brand new artistic ways. And the beach's very existence, well, that relies on a shared collective responsibility to manage it wisely for everyone. So the next time you find yourself standing at the water's edge and you feel that sand between your toes, just think about this. After seeing all the hidden layers that go into that single perfect moment, the millions of travelers' choices, the scientific benefit to your body, the new artistic perspectives, and the global effort to keep it there, what will you see differently?